I'd like to start this episode on a somber note. I think we often get ahead of ourselves a little bit, and I think I'd like to apologise to the Adelaide music community for getting Violet Harler on and literally just talking about taxes the whole fucking time. So, sorry everybody, I wouldn't have watched that episode, frankly. Sorry Violet Harler, sorry Adelaide. Anyway, so that's that. The Sundials are back doing a podcast, and I've got my friends on from the Sundials to talk about our release that has just dropped, I'm Down. I guess this is kind of a bit of we're shooting like the day before it comes out, and we're going to get back and just kind of keep it on the regular podcast and stuff like that. We figured we'd hang out and just have a chat about the song and the trials and tribulations of releasing music and stuff like that on Adelaide, and how annoying Instagram is too. That's something I've been just frustrated with all day with Instagram. Who am I talking to today? Who are you two?
Hi, I'm Daisy. I'm the sax player of the Sundials.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And who's this?
I'm Toby. I play drums.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
All right. Very, very cool. So I guess this is like totally unscripted, this one. I think like sometimes with these podcasts, it is we try to go into it with like, oh yeah, we'll bring up this, we'll talk to these people about like this, or how, talk about taxes and what they claim and shit like that. We're not doing that anymore. So but I guess like, to start with, like, so the Sundials, we dropped our track, and for the past like maybe 2 months really we've been focusing on like different promotions and stuff like that, and I think maybe going over a bit of that and some of the history would be very useful for anybody else who's about to go into that swamp of trying to figure out promoting posts and promoting music. And for the record, everybody at home, I've just spent like the last 3 hours posting on Instagram and then deleting the post and doing it again, and I'm feeling bloody burned out. I was feeling great. I was feeling excellent like literally 2 hours ago. And now I feel like fucking garbage, so sorry about that. But yes, I don't know, how long have you two been playing music for? I guess we can start with Daisy. Like, I guess we talked a little bit that, because Daisy's also in Funky C, Funky Do.
Check him out.
Yeah, check him out. Shout out Funky C. We talked a little bit then about, I guess, your music history and stuff like that. But I guess what's your deal with the Sundials? How did that happen? Yeah, what's your opinion on how that happened?
My opinion is positive, of course.
That's good. It's good to know. It's reassuring.
Yes, but considering I've only been in the band for what, like 3 months now?
Yeah, I guess it's not been too long. Yeah.
Yeah. I've only been around for that long, so I've missed out on most of the development stage. So I feel like I jumped in at a good time.
Yeah. No.
But no, when Jared, the other guitarist, just hit me up and was like, "You want to be in the Sundials?" I was like, "Man, I've been waiting for this moment," kind of thing.
Hell yeah.
Waiting to jump on. So.
Yeah, well, I guess from our perspective, like Jared mentioned you like a year ago, and was like, "Yeah, I got a friend who'd be really cool to play saxophone." Anyway, and then just like, I kept being like, "Jared, can you please talk to Daisy?" He was like, "Yeah, maybe," and he just didn't. And then finally he did, and it was like, "Damn, fine."
No, because I remember we were at a birthday party with a mutual friend, and I just said, "Oh, what's the Sundials up to?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, just some stuff. We're down a sax player though." And I was like, "Well, I'd be keen to help out." And he's like, "Wait, are you serious?" Yeah. And I said, "Yeah, like I've always been interested. I've always been down to help out." And he's like, "Man, we've been putting that off for like a full year now."
He's been putting that off for a whole year.
So
like Jared.
No.
Yeah. Cool, that is what it is, yeah. I'm glad he said something finally, because it's been it's funny. Oh, look, we got craft services. Shout out Lauren. Craft services. Look at this, we got cakes. Oh, I'm down. Oh, yes. Excellent. Look at this. I'm gonna get some strawberries.
I'm gonna eat this the entire time.
Very cool. So anyway, no, I would never, guys. I would never. But
I couldn't.
Yeah, no. So Toby, I guess you and I have some musical history together.
We do.
And I'm Down as well, that whole thing. So the song's called I'm Down. Obviously, you guys probably have heard the song already. If you listen to the Sundials podcast, you've probably heard the Sundials track.
I would hope so.
I'd hope so, anyway. Please listen to the Sundials track, guys. Please. But yeah, so check that shit out. It's going to be cool. I think it will already have been cool, because this episode comes out after that. But yeah, so Toby, how would you introduce, like, us our relationship? You and this thing of ours, Toby.
I don't know. It's been a while. Yeah.
Definitely has.
It started off as the old D major mystery
It
band.
did, yes.
How many years ago was that?
That was probably like 3 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So for the record, for everybody at home, everybody that has no idea, like pretty much 93% of the audience that has no idea what the D Major Mystery Band is, Toby and I guess it's funny. Like, I started playing with a friend of mine, a bit of guitar, and then we needed a keyboardist in like 10 days. So I hit up a girl who liked one of my songs on like SoundCloud like 2 years prior, and I was like, hey, you want to play keys in this thing? And she was like, hell yeah. And so then we played a 3-piece show, and then she, I guess, was going to uni. Her name's Erin, by the way. Shout out Erin, absolute vibe hero. But and then she was like, actually, yeah. And then she linked us up with the drummer, Toby, her drummer in her band, and then Aiden, her brother, who plays bass. And then we became the D Major Mystery Band, and that lasted a little bit. And it was like we kept.
And old mate Jasper.
Yeah, and of course Jasper. Shout out Jasper. He's the best guitarist I know, I reckon. But and we kept like having some good shows and then falling apart, and having some good shows and then falling apart. And I think COVID happened, of course, and that was kind of unfortunate. But yeah, I'm Down is actually a song originally in that project, I guess.
It was quite different when we first
Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny the
started
amount.
playing it.
Yeah, so that's a funny thing. I guess if we're going to talk about like I'm Down and going back, like I think like I always like those funny stops, like doing a silly stop in a song, and this song is obviously full of those. And I also like writing about an emotion without explicitly mentioning the emotion or whatever. So like I'm Down is obviously like a joke, like being down, being sad, and obviously it's just about being horny. The whole song's about being horny. So it was written, and then we rehearsed it a little bit, but like it just was very like plain blues, like blues rock boring. And it was like, yeah, and we had some of those already, so it was just kind of like whatever. And I said to Toby, like, yo, Toby, just have a field day on the drums, just do something cool.
Spice it up.
Yeah,
a bit.
he spiced it up, and he came back, or like in the rehearsal, what he came back with was just like, it kind of alarmed me. And I was like, dude, we can't do that. That's too much, man. That's too much. We
It was
gotta.
pretty hectic.
And then, but like we played it live, and like just in that tiny room, I think it was just so over the top. But when you're on stage and there's so much air to feel, like the crazy drums just made the track. And then from there, like, yeah, like just playing it around here and there. Obviously, that band kind of died, and then Christian and eventually Patty, and then eventually Daisy and Jared, also with Christian, like we all kind of teamed up and became the Sundials. We recorded it a while ago. Actually, shout out Stuart from the Empty Threats, who tracked saxophone before Daisy was actually in the band. Because we didn't think we were going to get Daisy. Like, we didn't expect to get another saxophonist.
Fun facts, I'm not even on the song, but I'm on the cover of the song.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a funny
I'll
one.
take it.
Yeah, I think, I don't know what happened there. As far as, like, we recorded the tracks in the studio. We didn't have, like, a saxophonist, and we weren't going to overdub too much. And then it was a bit, I don't know, it just felt like adding some cool stuff, whatever cool stuff you can add, because we recorded it all live, and then we overdubbed a little bit here and there, and the saxophone was one of the things. And yeah, like it just kind of gave a bit more life to the track, a bit more fun
It
energy.
sounds fantastic though. He's done a good job on it. So.
Absolutely, he did great. Stuart from the Empty Threats, who's the clarinetist / lead singer of the Empty Threats, like that guy is truly a multi-threat as far as like his skills and like what he can do. And he just turned up and just gunned some saxophone and left, and I was like, what the hell was that? And he's walked out, and I was like, shit, that's incredible. So shout out Stu and the Empty Threats.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's cool to finally have a song, like a rock song, come out, you know, because we were in a band for like 3 years or 3.5 years.
Didn't really release anything.
Yeah, we just never. We tried, I think, at a few points, but I guess like it's been fun playing in the Sundials.
Yeah.
And doing all that stuff. I guess we've been a band officially, literally since the last Fringe happened. So it has been a year of playing as the Sundials.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I didn't even know you guys only been around for that short of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the deal is with the Sundials is that like just to kind of go back on what I was just saying is that we started as a Rolling Stones, like a one-off show for the
We
Rolling
were called the
Stones.
Supergroup.
We called Supergroup because we were looking for a name, because it was
Very cool
originally
name.
it was the Moors, which was a rock band, like a garage rock band, and it was the Major Mystery Band, and a couple of extra members kind of teaming up. And yeah, like that was the original start of it. We played like 3 shows as like just a Rolling Stones tribute act. We obviously knew that we really liked playing together, and it was great fun. Like I never had more fun on stage than that show. And then yeah, then we decided like Supergroup is a really mid name, really just like no fun at all. And so I think we kind of fell apart a bit as far as like one of the members, we kind of lost him, and it was sort of like, yeah, like we jamming or maybe we're not. And then it just happened that Patty, the bass hero, fell in our lap. Shout out Patty, who's off stage filming right now. Yes.
There he is.
But yeah, like it was like we had a different tribute act show, and I didn't want to do it. And I was like, oh, this is a Bob Dylan show. I love Bob Dylan, but I didn't want to be Bob Dylan again. I spent like all of 2019 as Bob Dylan, dude.
Oh, right.
Yeah, no, I love Bob Dylan too much. But basically, like, we were gonna do that, and then only Patty turned up to the rehearsal for that, apart from some of the Sundials members. And we were just like, Patty, you want to just do an originals show? And he was like, yeah. And so we linked up. That was my Patty impression. We just linked up and became the Sundials, and we thought about getting an actual cool name this time, not Supergroup. And yeah, the Sundials was the one. And
How many other names did you have?
dude, I literally have like 2 A4 pages of band names.
Oh, no.
I was just, even the D
Some of
major
them
mystery
were
band.
really shit.
Well, yeah, oh yeah. Well, you gotta go through we got a good one, so it's alright. Don't even worry about that, you know. No, like you gotta go through you gotta separate the wheat from the chaff. You just gotta shoot down everything. The D major mystery band was originally ages ago a similar thing. Like that was kind of just like a fuck it, whatever. This works, I guess. But I guess that one wasn't that good in my opinion. But yeah, no, there was like the Switchblades is a cool rock band name, but it's like a punk rock band name, you know. And so it's like we can't use that. And then there's like a bunch of random ones, like 2 words put together. Lead, Zeppelin, Pundit, Chrome, like Red, blah blah blah, like whatever you've got. And but I think just the Sundials, I kind of wanted something like nice and floral, like kind of bright sounding. There's flowers everywhere. Shout out Lauren, the craft service person, for dropping flowers off too. We got hell flowers. If you want flowers, hit up Lauren. Shout out Lauren again, whatever.
Shout out loud.
But yeah, so I don't know, but like the name had to kind of fit a fun vibe, a wholesome kind of vibe, you
And
know.
it
and
works.
so,
I like it.
yeah, so I guess that's why we picked that name. But then I think I guess it's been a year, Toby. What's been your highlights of being a Sundial?
And we did the whole the birthday collab.
Oh yeah, that was
pretty
great.
cool.
I guess Toby and I guess like
Was
with
that the Rolling Stones?
yeah, that was a super
Yeah.
group. That was like
I
Toby
think that
and
was
I.
the first one.
Yeah, Toby. That was the second one, I think, because it was like after the Rolling Stones guy died. We did that Rolling Stones show because the Rolling Stones drummer died, and then 10 days later we did this like tribute show. But then for our birthdays, like they kind of almost in the same week, so we did like a big birthday bash party, and had a it was a great time.
Filled
like,
out
just-
Arthur Art Bar.
yeah, Arthur Art Bar.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a great night. Like, and I just got completely blasted. And it's funny because I think Spoz, shout out Spoz, shared a video of it, and like we did our opening song, did a great set, and by the end of it, I was just blurry drunk. And then he got a video of the last song, and I'm
Yeah,
just
like
like,
those big giant letters.
yeah, the giant letter 8. It's like floating around in the audience, and I'm just sweaty and drunk. We got those sashes on, the pink sashes,
Yeah.
that happy 18th birthday sashes. But yeah, it was great. It was good fun. But yeah, I think Aquarian was a good one. That was a good fun show. That's I suppose our single launch, by the way, everybody, is coming up. I think this coming Friday on the 24th. I keep forgetting that for some reason. But 24th.
20th.
It's 24th.
24th.
Friday, 24th, Sundials single launch. It's going to be super gangster. I think we're starting to move tickets faster and faster as of today. So I don't know what it'll be like when this is coming out, but get on tickets. But then after that, the next show we have is the Aquarian Festival at Arthur Art Bar again. So that's going to be exciting. And that was, I think, that's probably a highlight of last year, I think, was playing at that one. And that was, that was like the I'd Fuck the Sundials shirt debut.
Oh, was it
Yeah,
actually?
because it's like...
The business transaction.
Yes, taking my shirt off and selling it to the audience. Man. That was funny as. But it's been a good time, and I think like, I guess, do you have any Sundials highlights so far? Because you've been in the band for a short time, yeah.
I think it's just for me because I come from such a like very classical background from piano and then even saxophone. I was doing classical saxophone for a while, which in a sense is good, but the saxophone is like a very recent instrument in the scheme of instruments.
Cool.
So there's like barely any classical music written for
That's
it. So it's
actually
just,
really cool. I had no idea.
yeah. So the limitations of that was very constricting, and so growing up from there and then suddenly being able to be in a rock band and then do all that like cool stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just a big change for me, and I'm just loving the
That's awesome.
concept of just being able to like mess around on the stage and have
Hell yeah.
fun.
Dude, honestly, you come in clutch so hard too. I remember when we played the because I guess
the
residencies, I think like 2 or 3 of them were like primo, and then like the other ones, like, I was just sweaty as, like having like a rough time, like just coming back from my job, like working like 7 hours, being super strung out on like caffeine crashing and like and then just getting in and just having like where's like 3 of our members, and it's like, oh, 2 of them are sick and one of them is just away, and it's like, what? So we have to just make it work all of a sudden, and just like being able to just like hot potato a solo to Daisy, and she just does it immaculately. It's like, damn, all right, thanks.
Oh, it's my job.
That's great.
That's what I do.
But yeah, that's like that's how to be a real ass musician. Like I definitely couldn't do that. I actually saw it's a band I like called Drug Dealer, and they came to Adelaide. Drug Dealer, one word. Shout out Drug Dealer, coolest band of all time. But apart from the Sundials, of course. But yeah, no, they came to Adelaide, and Ricky Albeck opened the show. He had a violinist in his band, and then during the Drug Dealer set, they were just like, "Yo, your violinist is so good. Can he come up and play a song, or can he come and join us?" And they were like, yeah, sure. And he did, and he just killed it. And I was saying, like, dude, if that was me, if I was like up there noodling the flute, and I'd like written a part that was pretty decent for the songs we were playing, and they were like, yo, you want to come up and play flute? I'd cry, basically, because I can't play flute, but I like the idea of being able to do that. So I'd come up and do shit and then cry and probably just run off the stage. But yeah, it's been incredibly like rewarding for me to work with like actual like talented musicians, like you included, Toby. Like I literally learned guitar just because I'm a crazy person. Like that was just why I started playing guitar. Like it wasn't for any particular reason. Then I realized that I was writing songs, and then, you know, after all that stuff, like it's really cool to just have like a team of pros, and all I do is just get drunk and sing and dance, and it's great fun. And yeah, so it's cool to be a part of a project like this, because yeah, I feel like secretly I'm like the least talented member, but I'm the loudest one, so it all kind of works out.
The thing that I've figured out over my almost 21 years on this earth, yes, what is it, especially in music, is that you won't be as successful as a band. You can be the best musician you could be. If you have no stage presence or charisma, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like just the fact we get to have fun and the energy that we all share on stage, that's just what I think.
And it translates to the audience.
Exactly. So
I think that was a problem with that was like a hard learned lesson with the D Major Mystery Band, is it was kind of just like playing shows and then sort of being like, damn, why does like nobody like us? This is mid. And I just think, I mean, like, I don't know about Jasper, was great, of course, but like, just like I definitely had like zero stage presence and stuff like that, and playing guitar. And then eventually I kind of realized that. But at that point in that band, it was already kind of too late. And like every member we were called the D Major Mystery Band literally because.
I feel like as soon as we took your guitar away, you were just Mick Jagger.
Yeah, it got more exciting. But the D Major Mystery Band was called that because we kept like subbing out members. Like literally like every different show we had like a different guitarist or different bassist or like whatever, you know. And I guess Toby, you and I were like the most consistent members. I would have liked to have not played a show at D Major and had just be able to watch it. That would have been cool, but I guess I didn't get a chance, unfortunately.
You still get to play in the Moon Digits.
Hell yeah. Yeah, they let me play guitar sometimes as the Moon Digits, but I hate it. Turns out I'm actually shit at guitar. Didn't even know, but yeah, no. I don't know, it's fun. I think with the Sundials, I think from now on, like, lesson learned from like the D Major Mystery Band is like, I think like your band is your brand or whatever. And I just want like every Sundial show that we play to be like the full lineup, to be a great show that everyone can like really love. And, you know, if somebody from the first time saw us, they'd be like, yo, this band is great. And I just think like doing any shows where like one person's missing, like you're cutting like a fifth of the pie out or something, or the sixth of the pie out. And it's like the pie just isn't as good or whatever. I don't know if that's a good analogy. Maybe it's like not putting an ingredient, one of the 6 ingredients in the pie, and now it's not as good. How about that?
Sundials pie.
Yeah, Sundials pie. But yeah, so yeah, I just think like having a silly little goofy like Plan B type band is kind of funny, like the Moon Digits or whatever, as opposed to the Sundials. Just being able to do like like, hey, let me play guitar, and then I finish up and I'm like, damn, they should never let me play guitar again. So get that shit out of my system, get the poison out of my system, you know. One thing where I'm interested in trying to book more of is like road gigs. Like we had one
Yeah,
road
yeah.
gig. That was a nice little highlight. But I ended up getting trapped in Melbourne after that. My van
What?
died in Melbourne, and I was just trapped. We were just trapped in Melbourne for like a week. It was like because we drove to Border Town for this gig, and it was good fun. And we played to like 10 people for like 3 hours. But we got like free drinks and free food. And turns out that the event was kind of poorly booked as far as the
Oh.
date for it. But whatever.
It's a win in my eyes.
It was a funny experience basically.
Pretty small town.
It's very small town.
Yeah.
But I'd do it again. Easy. For like free food, free
It's
drinks,
good fun.
a free party, and getting paid to do rock and roll. But then after that, they all went back to Adelaide. I went to Melbourne. My van basically died. And I was just like, damn, that sucks. I got no friends in Melbourne. I'm trapped in Melbourne. And I had to spend like $1,000 to get my van fixed.
Oh my god.
Absolutely mid. That's my bad. Lesson learned. Rookie error, you know. But whatever. So that's that. Maybe for the next song we could do some really cool tour kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next song, hint hint.
I guess we're both from rural towns.
Yeah, we are,
Yeah, that's
so-
it.
Hit
Yeah,
up the local.
yeah,
go
straight up.
Mid north.
That's a good point. Like that'd be hilarious. These go
That'd be cool.
head across the way. I think the thing is like we'd have to find out, especially for like weekend shows in rural towns, if we could do I don't know, like a Friday night, Saturday, or a Saturday, Sunday, or Sunday afternoon thing or something. Because it would be, I guess, being that you guys are both out in the same direction, I guess like doing both in a weekend would probably make sense. But I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
anything about that. I don't know anything.
Do the old iron triangle.
The iron triangle.
Is that a
yeah.
thing? Is that a real thing?
That's the iron triangle.
Hell yeah. Cool. Okay, we've just been informed. We have they hit the second tower. They hit the tower. No. We've been informed. We've been ranting. I've been ranting for fucking 27 minutes, but the podcast has gone for 30 minutes. So sorry about that, everybody. What do we think, guys? What are you guys excited for? This thing? We shouldn't have done this episode. Y'all shouldn't let me talk that long, guys. Whatever, it's real, dude. This is real. This is the Sundials. But look, what are you guys excited for in the coming ending bit of this year? What are we keen for? Fuck you guys. I quit, guys. I quit the Sundials, dude.
Oh god. No, I think the Aquarium Garden will be really cool coming up as
Yeah,
well.
that'd be cool.
I actually like to record stuff with you guys as well.
Yeah.
I've got some stuff coming up with that. And yeah, just playing more gigs, more shows, doing those tours as well. We talked about that.
Absolutely, yeah.
No.
Yeah, we got some silly merch ideas. I think that's going to
Yeah.
be hilarious. We can't talk about them, but we got some, Toby, we got some very silly merch ideas that should be very
Silly,
cool.
goofy.
Yes. But other than that, like, I'm thinking, like, first of all, I'm excited to not be the bloody Sundials PR person anymore. That makes me cringe, dude. It's like pulling teeth posting on Instagram. I hate Instagram. Fuck Instagram. But anyway, so
Instagram.
yeah, after the Sundials stuff all drops, I'm just gonna delete Instagram from my phone and never come back. Hopefully, probably not though. But yeah, like apart from that, having more songs come out and yeah, just doing the podcast stuff. I'm quite enjoying this. I'm not that good at talking, but I like talking. So yeah, I guess just like getting cool guests on. We've got like a bunch of stuff lined up now with some cool non-musician guests now, and I think like Adelaide's a real cool community of just like interesting makers and creators and stuff like that, and collaborating with more people like that and featuring more people. I think that's really great. I think like yeah, I like being able to share or give something to somebody who's making something, and I guess in that case it's like time for them to talk about their thing in a way that they normally wouldn't do it. So I'll say to wrap this up, obviously we love you guys, and thanks for listening and all that stuff. Literally, what are you still doing here? I've been talking for like half an hour. But yeah, if you were interested in coming on the Sundials podcast, like let us know, because we could definitely like sort something out. Like we've got a couple episodes lined up in the future, for like various things in aquarium and all that stuff to promote it. But we'd love to talk to you and bring cool people on, whether you're in a band, whether you're a photographer or like a filmmaker or something like that, or
Creatives.
creative or an event space manager and stuff like that. We'd love to come and do something out of the ordinary or
Have a good chat.
Yeah, have a cool chat. Yes, and I promise I'll let the guest talk more. Sorry, everyone. This happens sometimes, guys. I'm really sorry about it. Damn. Anyway, is there anything you guys want to say before we close off?
Single launch.
Single launch.
Come to the single
Send out
launch.
single launch.
Please.
Send out single launch.
Stream-
24 single launch.
stream
Yes.
on down.
24th.
I'm down. Hell yes. Paige, get some cake.
He's having a brownie.
Yeah, we got craft services. We got to eat all these bloody cakes. Anyway, thank you all. We've been the Sundials. I am so down. You know I'm so down. I love you guys. Hell yes.
Cheers.
And we're wrapped.
Hell yes.
Yippee.